Dallas, Texas, the 2026 World Cup round of 16. Let's just jump right into it because we are setting the scene for an absolutely monumental clash. We're talking the ultimate Iberian derby between Portugal and Spain. And look, the stakes quite literally could not be higher.
Just let this staggering number sink in for a second. 519. That is the exact number of minutes Spain's goalkeeper Unai Simon has gone without conceding a single goal at this World Cup. He just shattered Walter Zenga's all-time tournament record from way back in 1990. So we aren't just talking about a good Spanish defense here. We're talking about a historically impenetrable wall.
Which brings us to the massive question anchoring this entire explainer. Can Portugal's manager, Roberto Martinez, actually find the absolute perfect starting 11 to shatter that historic streak? Because this isn't just about, throwing your best players on the pitch. It's a monumental tactical puzzle against a team that literally suffocates mistakes. To really wrap our heads around the incredible weight of Martinez's team selection today, we gotta look at the drastically different paths these two footballing giants took to reach this highly anticipated Dallas showdown. I mean, it is a total tale of two completely different tournaments.
The contrast is it's stark. On one hand, you've got Spain. They are a perfectly oiled machine, riding this ridiculous 34-match unbeaten run with 4 consecutive clean sheets in this tournament alone. And on the flip side, Portugal, a squad absolutely stacked with individual brilliance, but one that barely, and I mean barely, survived the last round. They needed a 94th-minute winner and a super controversial, hyper-marginal VAR offside call just to scrape past Croatia.
So how exactly does Martinez fix this kind of disjointed Portuguese attack and break through a literal Spanish wall? Well, any tactical discussion about Portugal has to start with the massive elephant in the room, the Cristiano Ronaldo conundrum. Yes, at 41 years old, the legendary captain is still the focal point, but his spot in the starting 11 is completely dominating the tactical conversation right now.
And you can feel the emotional weight heading into this match. Ronaldo's sister, Katia Avero, honestly captured it perfectly. She said, "Enjoy it while it lasts. This is his last dance." And Ronaldo himself confirmed recently that 2026 is absolutely his final World Cup. The narrative stakes for his legacy, off the charts. And trust me, everyone in that camp feels it.
But here's the thing. That emotion is heavily bleeding into the actual tactics. Ronaldo recently said he's 100% leaving with a clear conscience, but his actions against Croatia gave Martinez a massive headache. Sure, he scored a penalty, but when he got subbed off at the 81-minute mark, he threw a highly visible strop. He was clearly not happy to come off, and managing that ego is honestly half the battle for Martinez.
Which brings us right to Martinez's ultimate selection dilemma. I mean, what do you do? Do you start the 41-year-old all-time great who demands minutes and brings just unmatched gravity to the pitch? Or do you go with Gonzalo Ramos, the young, hungry sub who came on, headed home that 94th-minute winner against Croatia and already has 4 total World Cup goals to his name? It is arguably the toughest managerial call in international football today, no question.
Now, while all the headlines are obsessing over the striker dilemma, the real truth? This match is going to be won or lost right here in the midfield. Both of these teams average 60% or more possession. They both demand the ball to dictate play, so the middle of the park is going to be an absolute grueling war zone.
Let's map out this tactical chess match. You've got Spain's trio of Rodri, Pedri, and Dani Olmo going head-to-head with Portugal's projected engine room, João Neves, Vitinha, and Bruno Fernandes. The game within the game is right here. Spain's Rodri, who is arguably the best defensive midfielder on the planet right now, will be tasked with completely suffocating the creative space of Bruno Fernandes between the lines. If Fernandes gets room to operate, Portugal thrives. If Rodri shuts him down, Portugal's attack stalls out entirely.
But hold on, because there are some major fitness flags flying over this exact battleground. Against Croatia, Martinez took off both Vitinha and Bruno Fernandes right at the 60-minute mark. Taking off your 2 best creative midfielders that early in a do-or-die knockout game, that raises serious questions about their physical readiness for a 90-minute or even 120-minute war. Meanwhile, over on the Spanish side, explosive winger Nico Williams is a major injury doubt with an adductor issue.
And speaking of explosive wingers, we absolutely cannot ignore the flanks. Spain's brilliant Lamine Yamal offers this blistering one-on-one threat on the right side, but he's going up against Nuno Mendes, an incredibly attacking Portuguese fullback who loves to bomb forward. The dilemma for Martinez here is all about risk and reward.
If Mendes pushes up to help the attack, he risks leaving miles of open grass for Yamal to exploit on a deadly counterattack.
Okay, so putting all of this together, the data, the injury news, the tactical matchups, it's time for the final verdict. Based on everything we've broken down in this explainer, here is the predicted starting lineup that gives Portugal their best shot at breaking that unbreakable Spanish wall. First up, locking in the defensive block. We've got Diogo Costa in goal, shielded by a back four of João Cancelo, Ruben Dias, Renato Veiga, and Nuno Mendes. This unit has to be flawless. They aren't just defending, they're tasked with smoothly bypassing Spain's high press just to get the ball into the midfield safely.
Moving into the engine room, Martinez is banking heavily on Vitinha and Bruno Fernandes being fully fit after those early subs we talked about. They'll start alongside João Neves. Neves and Vitinha are going to operate in a double pivot to try and disrupt Spain's passing rhythm, freeing up Fernandes to push into that number 10 role and hunt for those tiny, absolutely crucial pockets of space around Rodri.
Out wide, we're locking in the attacking front. Pedro Neto on the right, bringing that terrifying directness, and on the left, Rafael Leao. Look, Leao absolutely earned his spot today. Remember, he provided the crucial assist for Ramos's winner against Croatia. Portugal desperately needs his pace to stretch Spain's perfectly organized defense.
And that brings us to the tip of the spear, the big reveal. Despite all the heroics from Gonçalo Ramos, Roberto Martinez's game plan is a three-step process. Step 1, keep the legend on the pitch. Step 2, feed him in the box. Step 3, rely on his unmatched set-piece threat. Yep, Cristiano Ronaldo will retain his starting spot to anchor this attack. The manager is staying fiercely loyal to his 41-year-old captain for this monumental clash.
Which leaves us with this final, burning question. Will Martinez's unwavering loyalty to a 41-year-old Ronaldo ultimately cost Portugal their World Cup dream? Or is the all-time leading goal scorer absolutely destined to be the man who finally shatters Spain's historic, unbreakable wall? The stage is officially set for a true footballing epic.